Hey, what's up, vinyl community? It is Kendall Stokes coming at you with another video for the Spin Doctor and his Vinyl Mayhem YouTube channel. Let me try to fix this here. Anyway, today I thought I would make a video. My buddy Mike MGK Boston did a vinyl thread yesterday. Love is in the Air, 12+1 albums that have either the word love or, well, no, have the word love either in the album title, band name, or a song with the word love in it. Doesn't have to be love songs, but just the word love. It is Valentine's month, it's February, so he thought it'd be fun, which I thought, okay. I really had to think about this one, and it was hard but easy. I really had to look at my albums to see what had the word love either in the title or in the track listing. But I picked out 13 albums here that I'm going to go over. So Mike, this is for you, buddy. Mike's been showing me a lot of love here recently in the vinyl community, and I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. So this one is for you. Let's get this thread going. First one I'm going to show is Jimi Hendrix, Axis Bold as Love. Love right in the title there. Also, the song Axis Bold as Love is on this as well. This is on the Reprise Tricolor label. Really cool. You don't see the Tricolor label for this record very often. I think it was only the first issue was Tricolor, but anyway, Axis Bold as Love is the album name, and there is a track, Axis Bold as Love, as well. So love there in the name and song title as well. Awesome album, awesome song. Next, I went with Steve Miller Band. I went with the Greatest Hits one because I don't actually have the album, but Jungle Love is the song title. A little bit of Jungle Love, and also True Fine Love is on this one as well, but Jungle Love is the one that you hear on the radio all the time. It spits out at you. So Jungle Love, Steve Miller, early 70s, well, mid 70s to late 70s were obviously when he had his real big success, but he's been around forever. In the 60s he really was a psychedelic guy, but it wasn't until the 70s when he really got successful. Anyway, this album right here, Don't Say No by Billy Squier, My Kind of Lover is on this record. This is a great record, by the way. If you don't have this record, this is almost like a greatest hits for Billy Squier. Great album, but My Kind of Lover is on this to go along with a lot of other great songs as well, but Lover is My Kind of Lover. Also, though, great songs on this, In the Dark, The Stroke, just to name a couple. So great album to have if you don't have it. Definitely would suggest getting that one, but My Kind of Lover. Dire Straits, Making Movies. This is my favorite Dire Straits album, actually. But Tunnel of Love, the opening track, great song, great way to open this album for sure. Great song, but my favorite song on this one is by far Romeo and Juliet. Doesn't have the word love in the title, but just a really kind of a good love story, I guess you could say. If you don't know the story behind that track, you should look that one up. It's an interesting story. But Tunnel of Love, obviously, the one that has the word love in the song title. Great tune, great album. If you don't have it, I would suggest picking this one up. I think it's better than their self-titled album and Brothers in Arms. I might get a lot of hate for that, but this is definitely by far my favorite Dire Straits album. Keeping it going here, trying not to be too long. Oh yes. We have the Doors' Strange Days. Doors, to me, they don't have a bad album. And this is their second album. And the track obviously I'm going with is Love Me Two Times is on this album. This is on the gold Elektra label stereo. Love Me Two Times. That rockin' riff, I love playing that on the guitar, but just an awesome riff. and just the way Jim Morrison comes in with that hook, that Love Me Two Times. Just great song, great album altogether, but Love Me Two Times Baby. Great song, great album. Doors, just a great band. Gotta have all their albums, which I do. So, alright, this one, here we go, getting a little bit bigger here. This is actually Freddie Mercury. This is a compilation album that came out a few years ago, and this one kind of goes crazy because it has, I gotta read down the line, it has Love Kills, I Was Born to Love You, and Love Me Like There's No Tomorrow. A lot of love going on in this album right here. A lot of love going on. And I almost went with a couple of Queen records as well, because Somebody to Love, I could have gone that direction. I could have gone Love of My Life. I could have probably pulled out 5 or 6 Queen records with the word love in it, but I figured everyone knows I'm a Queen fan, so change it up a little bit. So I went with this record. Like I said, this is a compilation that came out a few years back. I was very happy when I found it. A huge Queen fan, huge Freddie Mercury fan. I've said that before in many other videos. Very excited when I found this. Everything he did solo and a couple of Queen songs on here as well, but just a great album. A lot of love, a lot of love. Yes. Van Halen 5150, the birth of Van Hagar here. This is the first album that Sammy Hagar did with Van Halen. Great album. I love all the Van Hagar stuff, honestly. I really hope I've heard, don't know how true it is, but I heard they're going to reissue all of the Van Hagar stuff, which they need to, because For Unlawful Carnage is almost impossible to find cheap, and Balance as well is another one. So would love to get those. But anyway, this one, Love Walks In, and what was the other one? Love Walks In, and where's the other one on this one? Hold on. Why Can't This Be Love? Awesome tracks. This is a great album. I mean, this was a great way for Sammy to be introduced to the Van Halen fans, in my opinion. It's a great album. But Love Walks In and Why Can't This Be Love? Amazing tracks. Other great tracks on this. Best of Both Worlds. 5150, of course. Just a great album. Like I said, I love all the Van Hagar stuff. But a lot of love in this one as well. To be fair, there was a lot of love in Van Hagar albums. I think that's one thing that separated Van Halen with David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar was the songwriting definitely changed. There was a lot more love song type songs, and let's face it, Sammy Hagar had a much better voice than David Lee Roth. Come at me, Van Halen fans, I know you're going to. Here we go. Journey Escape. Now, I'm sure you've noticed there haven't been a whole lot of album titles with love in it. I noticed I didn't have very many, but there, like I said, I was able to find track listings with the word love in it. But anyway, this one, Escape, Stone in Love. Probably, it's such a toss-up. Stone in Love and Wheel in the Sky are like neck and neck at my favorite Journey songs, but Stone in Love, such an awesome song. Why in the world is Stone in Love on Greatest Hits Volume 2? I do not know, but it is on Escape. This album right here obviously could be a Greatest Hits album in and of itself, but Stone in Love, amazing song. Another great guitar riff. Just love that song. Love that song. Stone in Love. Don't know what that means really, but don't know. The Outfield, Play Deep. This album, I love this album. You used to be able to find this album really cheap. It's now gone up in value. Like, this is like a $20 to $50 album almost now. But Your Love. I don't want to use your love tonight. I don't want to lose your love tonight. Your Love, great song, but so many other great songs on this as well. But obviously, Your Love is played on the radio still constantly. Great band. I mean, they were really they really didn't see a lot of success in the U.S. besides Your Love and a couple other songs off of this album. But this is really a great album and a great band that didn't really get in my opinion, the recognition they deserve. But Your Love. Okay, coming down to the wire here, a couple more. Going a little country here for you. Going Dolly. This is Jolene. Of course, I Will Always Love You. Funny thing about that song is, I'm sure we all know, that song's been done so many different times by so many different people. Whitney Houston had a huge hit with it in the 90s, and everyone thinks of that song as like a love song, wedding song. It was played at weddings so much in the 90s thanks to Whitney Houston, but that song is actually a breakup song. If you listen to the words, it's actually a very depressing song about a person saying goodbye to somebody and saying that they will always love them even though they can't be with them. I don't think that should be played at a wedding, because I could have swore the whole point of a wedding was being together with the one you love, not being, away. If you don't know, Dolly wrote that song for Porter Wagoner when Dolly, because Porter Wagoner really got Dolly her start on his show, and she wrote that song for him because she was becoming bigger than what the show was for her, and it was a thank you to Porter Wagoner. And they had a kind of a rocky ending. I believe they patched things up there before he died, of course, but they had kind of a rocky ending, but she wrote the song for him. Anyway, it's a great song, of course, and this is a great album, Jolene. I'd love to get an original of this one day, but for now this We Buy Vinyl version will be good enough for me. Alright, here we go. Little Derek and the Dominoes, Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs. Love songs. That's right, love songs. Really, I don't know how many of these are really love songs, but love is in the title. This is a great album. I'm a huge Eric Clapton fan, as most of the viewers know. I show a lot of Eric Clapton records, so what can I say? But Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs by Derek and the Dominoes. Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs. Sticking with the Eric Clapton, I'm going to go with Journeyman here. This album is a great album, and it's got two songs on it. It's got Bad Love and Old Love. Kind of funny, but had enough bad love and talking about old love, but both amazing tracks. This was a great album right before he did the Unplugged album, which is of course my favorite Eric Clapton album. And Old Love he actually did on the Unplugged record as well. Great version, love that version. But this got two versions of love, old and bad. I don't know which one's worse, but both great songs though, and just a great album in general. And then lastly, finishing up with a little bit of Tom Jones live in Las Vegas. And we have I'll Never Fall in Love Again, Love Me Tonight, Turn on Your Love Light, I Can't Stop Loving You, and I thought there was one more, but I guess that was it. Anyway, a lot of love coming from Tom Jones. I talked about Tom Jones on my my Guilty Pleasures. Sorry, I love Tom Jones. I think he's great, and his version of I'll Never Fall in Love Again is just my absolute favorite. But anyway, there we go. Let's keep the thread going for Mike at MGK Boston. That was 13 records that either had love in the title or love on a track listing somewhere. It was easier but harder than I thought it would be. It is Valentine's Day, and just remember to love the one you're with. I love my wife. I love my kids. Let's love everybody. Peace and love. Love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.